Hello, I'm Debbie Griffin. I'm the pastor of Downtown Disciples, a progressive faith community here in downtown Des Moines. We are LGBTQ affirming and we proclaim Black Lives Matter. We've been affirming those things since our beginnings in 2015. I have a public pastoral message that I would like to share with our mayor, county, our chief of police, Winger, and our city council. 5 years ago, in 2015, we sat down together, you and I, along with a few of our downtown disciple leaders, and Chris Coleman, who was our at-large city council person at that time, was there as well. I'm sure you remember the conversation that we had about racist profiling that was taking place in our Des Moines Police Department. We sat down and talked about proactive steps that could be done to make sure that we have racial justice in our policing here in Des Moines. We talked about body cameras and bias training for our police officers, among other things. And you assured us that our goals were the same, and I believed you. We believed you. And some progress has been made, and we are thankful for that. And we rejoice and celebrate the recent victory of the city ordinance that bans racial profiling. But it just doesn't go far enough. Evidence of that is what's happening in our city right now. I have seen with my own eyes the militarization of our police, the misconduct of our Des Moines police. It is time, it is past time to clean house in our Des Moines Police Department. And I want you to know that there is a clergy group in Des Moines. Perhaps you've heard about us. Clergy for Black Lives. Clergy for Black Liberation. We and our congregations and our neighbors are doing more than praying about racial justice in our community. We are praying. We are praying with our feet by standing beside our neighbors who we know have been abused by police here in our community, who we know have been wrongfully arrested, who have been bullied, who have been misidentified. These are not just stories, these are real people who we know in our community. And we are asking you to clean house in the Des Moines Police Department, to remove all police officers who are not telling the truth and who are not protecting our Black and brown citizens. It is past time for us to do more. We are thankful for the ACLU, for Iowa CCI, for the Community Alliance, and for the Black Lives Matter movement that pushed for the recent city ordinance. But it doesn't go far enough. We need a community review board that has power and authority to investigate and to take action against racist policing. And we're also concerned about the misallocation of our taxpayer dollars being used for the militarization of our police department against people who are standing up for their constitutional right to gather, to speak, to protest. What is the Des Moines Police Department afraid of the truth that racism is alive and well in our police force and our community. I want you to know that we're not going anywhere, and we won't be silent anymore. While our neighbors are arrested from their homes for trumped up misdemeanor charges, this is how our taxpayer dollars are being used. While there are racist hate crimes that have not been solved in our community, we do not want our taxpayer dollars being used by the militarization of our police force. We do not want our tax dollars being used to send police force out to the homes of people and even clergy people being arrested on misdemeanor charges. It's time. It's time for police officers to tell the truth. It's time for police officers with misconduct to be terminated. It's time to clean house. And we're going to hold you to it. We're not going anywhere. And we won't be silent anymore.